Hi, Drew Curry with United Way here. I'm joined by Executive Director of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center, Frida Gandhi, and she is an amazing, amazing person of this community. She has literally changed thousands of lives over her time with Martin Luther King Jr. Center, and I'm thrilled to have her here today. Frida, could you tell us about what services you guys provide here?
Sure. Well, first I'll give a little background about the center. The Martin Luther King Jr. Family Outreach Center is a nonprofit social service agency, and we provide a variety of social and educational programs to primarily low-income children, youth, and families in Spokane. So that's kind of who we are. Our mission states that we exist to improve the quality of life for children, youth, and families through an array of culturally responsive and educational services, all within the framework of Dr. King's vision of equal respect, treatment, and accessibility to all people.
That's amazing. I know you guys do incredible, incredible work here.
Yeah.
How has that changed during COVID?
Yeah, I think COVID has impacted so many lives, so many businesses, so many nonprofits, and we are no different. We kind of had to modify services a little bit and come to the table and regroup and figure out how we were going to serve this community during a pandemic. So our programs look a little different, but we were able to provide childcare to some of Spokane's essential workers, emergency childcare, as well as hand out food to the community through our food bank. So those are services that we pretty much focus on to make sure that kids had a safe environment to be in while their parents work and people actually got their needs met in terms of having food and other essential supplies to kind of get through this time.
That's amazing. There's been a lot of shifting by a lot of different organizations.
Yeah.
What type of community support do you guys need here?
Well, during COVID and with COVID, we need a lot of financial support. As you know, we're usually providing services to children after school.
Sure.
Well, they haven't gone to school since March.
Right.
So that means that they're with us all day.
Right.
A minimum 8 hours a day instead of 3.
Right.
So that can impact a nonprofit's budget.
Sure.
We are not built, I guess you could say, to have kids all day.
Right.
When you're used to having them when school ends versus when school is not in session. So that has been the hardest hit that we've taken, is to try to build that capacity to make sure that kids' needs are met while they're here all day, and while they're also dealing with all of the stress and anxiety that comes along with being in the middle of a pandemic. So you need additional staffing, you need additional funding to pay that staff that goes from part-time to full-time.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of been the biggest hit that we've taken to our budget, is being able to build that capacity to have adequate staffing during this time. Also, the same way with the food bank. Our food bank is usually client's choice, where you're able to go into the food bank and pick off the shelves what you want, because you're the one who knows your family.
Right.
Well, with COVID, we are not allowing people to actually enter the food bank because of safety reasons. So now we're pre-packaging boxes, which takes twice as much staff to do that.
Absolutely.
And then clients just pull into the parking lot, and to minimize contact, staff are putting it in the trunk.
Right.
And then sending people on. So again, a lot more manpower to adjust how you deliver programs and services.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have done an incredible shifting for different things to try and meet all the needs and to be safe about it.
Exactly.
Well, I guess lastly, would you mind touching on what the United Way partnership with the MLK Center is?
Yeah. Well, our partnership with United Way, we do receive funding for our after-school program from United Way, but over the years, your partnership as an agency grows with United Way in terms of they're not just a funding entity. During this time, they are also figuring out ways to support nonprofits during this pandemic. Okay, we give you funding, but we know that there are other resources that you may need to be able, to fulfill your mission at this time. So United Way has become a resource hub for all of us who are trying to identify those resources in the community and figure out how to best still have the best impact on our community during this time.
Yeah.
So they are a funding entity, but they're also there to support us in so many other ways to fulfill our mission.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Frida, for the time. We really encourage you guys to check out the MLK Family Outreach Center. It's a pretty amazing facility. They provide so many services for this area, and Frida herself has actually changed thousands of lives here. So thank you guys, and see you soon.